Then after that, I said, all right, honey, I gotta go upstairs. Sorry that on my day off I gotta do this. But I gotta go upstairs. I gotta prepare for the WWE Sims on Saturday, Christmas Eve. If I don't do it today, I don't know when I'll do it. I would have to do it like late at night one night when normally we're relaxing. Let me just get it done now. She says, okay, go up there, you do it. It's fine. So I headed into the office and I boot up WWE 2K. And I proceeded to download some really good stuff. Now, as I told you guys, the way the King of Christmas tournament works, it's going to be a series of qualifying matches. It's either going to be 3 matches with 4 participants each, or 4 matches with 3 participants each. I'm not sure yet. Alright? Maybe we'll do a poll, whatever you guys want, because the more matches means the longer it's going to take. Okay? So we'll have to think about this. But each match will be unique. One match is going to be a tables match. One match will be a falls count anywhere match. One match will be an extreme rules, anything goes, use weapons match. And one match will be a steel cage match. So 4 match types. Okay? It's good variety. Each match will feature 3 to 4 Christmas icons. Alright? Now, I'm not going to tell you exactly who I selected. I'm just going to give you some examples of characters from the Christmas season. Frosty the Snowman. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Right? Santa Claus. But then you got to think Christmas villains. Ebenezer Scrooge. You know, the Grinch. The Krampus. Right? And then you think of kind of festive holiday characters in between. The conductor from the Polar Express or something like that. Now, I'm not saying those characters are all in it. In fact, I can guarantee you some of them are and some of them aren't. I did it on purpose to try to psych you out. Okay? So, what's going to happen is there's going to be a series of matches between all of these characters. Each character that wins one of the qualifying matches then makes it to the final match of the night, which is the actual title match. Okay? But just between the matches themselves, it should be some zany fun. Typically when I do these matches, they're just out of control. What's funny is sometimes the match will be like this, and then sometimes the match will take forever, because the AI just goes nuts. And sometimes, it's always different too, because every year when they come out with the WWE game, they somehow change the rules. I don't know how, but there's been years when I try to do a match, and it takes like 45 minutes, and there's some years it takes 5 minutes. So I don't know what it's going to take realistically, okay? We'll see, but the way I see it is we're doing it as the whole stream, and that way, that should be enough time. If the matches end up so fast that we end up really early, then at the end, maybe we could do a bonus match, like maybe we could do a 30-man battle royale, alright? But basically, I downloaded about 12 holiday characters, alright? You might say 12. Well, that's a good amount, but it doesn't seem like that many. You're right. For some reason this year, I couldn't find that many. Now, it could be that this is the return year for WWE 2K, and maybe not as many people bought it or whatever, but it did seem to me there was definitely less characters created this year than there had been in previous years that I had done this event, which is a little obviously disappointing. I used to do insane over-the-top zany stuff, and they just didn't seem to have a lot of that kind of stuff this year, okay? Another thing, and I gotta call this one out, because this really frustrates me, okay? The people who make these creative wrestlers, they're very talented. A lot of these wrestlers that they make in there look exactly like the characters they're supposed to portray. A lot of these people are doing face scan technology to take the face from a movie or a show and actually put it right into the game, which is really nice. But a pet peeve of mine, something that really pisses me off, okay? When they make a character and they use DLC content in the character. What does that mean? Well, every time that they release a WWE 2K game, okay, they have several DLCs that they usually release throughout the year that are DLC packs. What this means is that you'll pay 20 or 30 bucks, which is expensive. That's really pricey. And they'll give you like 8 characters from current WWE TV that aren't in the game, but now they've added them. But then in addition to adding, say, the 8 characters, they'll also give you a bunch of customizable parts and configurations. So if you're making your own custom stuff, you have a whole new repertoire of stuff to pull from. That's all well and good, but the vast majority of people who buy WWE 2K don't ever buy the DLCs. Those DLCs are very popular among the sim community. What is the sim community? There is an entire community of people who will actually go and make their own WWE universes in the game. They'll set up simulation leagues that feature real-life wrestlers and new ones that they've made up. Indie wrestlers that aren't in WWE, but then they put them in there anyway. You know, a lot of stuff, a lot of different stuff. And it's nice that they do that. But for someone like me, I'm a casual player. I like wrestling. Bringing back these matches this year seemed to be a success. You guys really seem to like it. So I'm happy to do this for you. But it's frustrating to me. It's like, oh, here's a character that's absolutely amazing. They look great. They match the character from Christmas I want. Let's get it. Oh, you need to buy DLC to get this character. What? How much is the DLC? $25. What? No. No, I'm not doing that. That's insane. So realistically, what ends up happening, the characters that they make that don't have DLC requirements usually get a good amount of downloads. The ones that have DLC requirements never get downloaded because no one buys the DLCs. So you end up with a character you made for nothing. Why bother making the character and uploading it when no one's going to download it because no one's paying money to use it? You see what I'm saying? So it's very frustrating because there were a few good Christmas characters I wanted. And I was like, I'm not paying money for that. That's ridiculous. I already bought the game. So it is what it is. But I definitely got enough for the event. Alright, now, I also downloaded 5 custom arenas that are all Christmas themed. And I downloaded a really awesome holiday-themed title belt. Again, this is something that used to be incredibly popular. Not so much anymore. I think maybe there were 10 Christmas-themed arenas total, and only 2 Christmas-themed title belts I could find in the game. This used to be something so popular. Every year there'd be dozens, sometimes 100. Like, holy shit. And now it's just really dwindled. And that's just a symptom of the times changing, but also it's a symptom that they didn't have a game last year. The year before, the game was so bad, no one could get the content. So I think a lot of people kind of fell off from being into the WWE 2K creation community, which is sad, actually, because it used to be so vibrant and active. But I got something. It's good, okay? So, just on a whim, I said, all right, I want to be ready for this on Saturday. So let me go ahead and try to set up a fantasy match and see how this works, right? So I go to do it, and I'm able to select the match type I want. I'm able to select the number of participants. I'm able to select the rules. I'm able to select the custom characters. Everything's good. I'm even able to set it up that if I want to do the title match, where the King of Christmas title is suspended from the top of the ring, and everyone has to climb a ladder to get it, I can do that easily too. So everything is good. Except for one thing. In some insanely stupid choice that makes absolutely, positively, completely no sense whatsoever, 2K decided to remove the ability to use a custom arena in a random simulation match. I don't know what they were thinking or why they would do that. It's something that always was very popular, and I loved doing it back in the day. And they've removed it. You go to set up your custom match, and custom arenas are grayed out. You cannot select them. You can download them, but you can't use them. Now you might say, that doesn't make sense. Why would you create them if you can't make them? You can only use them in a specific mode called WWE Universe mode. This is the full simulation mode, where you are required to set up an entire league of virtual wrestlers, a setup of shows. You have to do all this customization stuff. I gave it a try. I'm not kidding. I wasted over 30 minutes yesterday trying to set up a simulation league just so I could use custom arenas for our Sims on Saturday. And after wasting a half an hour doing it, it didn't work right. It was basically like, there's not much you can do. You're stuck with this sim league that does what it wants. Like, you can set up the wrestlers, you can set up the arenas, you can set up the name of the show, even you can set up graphics and transitions. But then, when you go to run it, it's randomized. You can't actually control the specific things that happen. Like, you can't make the first match be a triple threat tables match and the second match be a falls count anywhere. You can't do that. It just does whatever it wants. You can set up possibilities, and then the game just does whatever it wants. I don't know why they did it like that. I can tell you in previous years, back in the day, you could easily set up everything custom however you wanted. You could do a match with camera transitions that were holiday themed. You could have a custom arena. It was all done nice. You could see previous years, many years ago, I see these simulations, and all of that was possible. They basically took all that out of the game, inexplicably, and made it you are forced to use this sim league to do it, and it's just overly complex, overly convoluted. I just don't have hours and hours and hours to set up a fake league for one sim event. You know what I mean? And even then, it seems like it's random. It's RNG. You can't control the matches and outcomes. It just kind of randomly picks them for you, which I don't even understand. If you're supposed to be, like, let's say, for example, this is supposed to be like a real universe because you're the GM. Then how the fuck are you the GM if you can't even set up the matches? It doesn't make sense at all.
Oh my goodness. From the ground